Star Wars is a nightmare, and even though Lucasfilm wants older fans to give the franchise another chance, they're not trying to win us back with content. And The Acolyte is their next big release that is female-centric, but one of the actresses has now come out and basically said that Star Wars has been sexist in the past, and their Star Wars is going to be very, very different. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So starting off with this Bounding into Comics article, the Acolyte's Jodie Turner-Smith claims show having a black lead is so groundbreaking and says Star Wars is about a man's journey. Now, I just recently had to talk about how Netflix is race-swapping Cleopatra, and I went through some of the previous shows that have race-swapped historical characters, and one of them was Anne Boleyn. It's at a 7% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I thought that I would point out that this actress, Jodie Turner-Smith, is the one who actually played the race-swapped Anne Boleyn. The Acolyte actress Jodie Turner-Smith not only believes Star Wars is very patriarchal, but she also believes the upcoming show is so groundbreaking because it features a black lead. She said, "We have a black lead, and that alone is so groundbreaking and amazing and encouraging and exciting as a fan, and when it's someone as talented as Amanda, as an actor, that was very exciting. That's what made me want to sign up for it because I respect her so much as an actor and she's so talented." Now, one of the narratives we have seen in Star Wars over the past few years is that there are not enough black characters and there's just not enough diversity. It's something that we've seen. They complain about the human characters not being diverse enough, but it's like they're ignoring characters that have been part of Star Wars. We have Mace Windu, an extremely strong character, Lando Calrissian, a strong and important character, and even Darth Vader was voiced by James Earl Jones, who is a black individual. It's like they want to pretend that these other characters don't exist, that these actors never got, a fair chance on the big screen because they want to prop their own projects up. And it's just gross, in my opinion. It's absurd because these are characters that everyone knows and everyone loves. Then she went on to talk about the females. My character, she's a powerful leader. She's a powerful leader in a very woman-centered world, which I was very excited to kind of be in that because I feel like Star Wars is very patriarchal. So it was kind of cool to have this sort of women-centered figure. There were several important female characters over the whole entire history of Star Wars, but of course, again, they just want to completely ignore those characters in order to prop up their own. Leia, Jyn Erso, Mara Jade, Zoe, Ahsoka, Mission Veo, Shakti, Kreia. I could go on for hours, but of course, instead of mentioning these characters and simply saying, "I'm glad to play another strong female character in a world where there are so many," no, they're going through this narrative that, women have just been treated unfairly in this universe, which again is so freaking absurd. And she's really sort of going through a struggle because, that's Star Wars, right? Yeah, people in the Star Wars universe do struggle a lot, but that doesn't have to do with their gender. But we already knew that this show was going to be very questionable and, of course, feature questionable narratives because they have done many interviews so far about this show, and there's just a lot of red flags. The Acolyte actor Charlie Barnett says the best parts about Star Wars is that there is no good or evil and it depends what side you are standing on. And this has to be one of the most ridiculous comments I've ever read, because the foundation of Star Wars is good versus evil. That is just what Star Wars is about. And it's funny that this actor, of course, is saying it because he does play one of the main characters. There's a lot of main characters in this show from what we understand, but he does play one of them. But he was actually in Russian Doll, which was a good show in the first season. It was solid. And funny enough, guess who wrote Russian Doll? Leslie freaking Headland. She was one of the co-creators. And guess who is running the Acolyte? Guess who behind the scenes is the creator of the Acolyte? Leslie Headland. So I feel like he talked to her and she was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this project for Disney, you want to join? And he was like, oh yeah. And he knows absolutely nothing about Star Wars, and he only got this role because of course he knows Leslie, because the foundation again of Star Wars is good versus evil. We also heard previously from Leslie that it was going to be female-centric, and looking at the casting decisions, it definitely seems that way. And I love watching shows and movies and just consuming entertainment with strong lead female characters. I have absolutely no problems with that. But the issue that I have at this point is that that is the only thing we have freaking heard about this series, is that they have a black lead and it's female-centric. Those things are fine, but can we get some actual information on the plot, on the story? But we haven't. That's my issue. You're not going to get me interested in a show just because of these different things and these different casting decisions that you've made. The only generic information we have is that it is a mystery thriller that will take us into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. That is literally all that we know about this show, and that is just so unappealing. I don't know. I can't get excited hearing that one simple line. Maybe the show will come out and it'll end up being decent. Who knows? I don't know exactly. I haven't seen it, but right now I have absolutely no reason to be excited for it, and having actors go into interviews and say things like this only makes me want to stay even farther away from it. But yes, as you can see, Jodie Turner-Smith has now claimed that having a black lead is groundbreaking, and said that Star Wars is about a man's journey. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.